Good. There you go, shot. There you go, I win.
I was a happy kid. There's no denying that. I had the most beautiful friends. I was blessed with some incredible passions. And not to boast, but I had a pretty ingenious mind. Humble, I know.
Sorry that my nose is snotty, but I've got hay fever, so it's quite difficult.
But even at such an early stage in my life, something felt missing. I loved those friends. And I adored my creative hobbies, but for some reason it didn't feel like enough. I needed a new outlet. A way to combine those friendships and my passions. It took me a while. It really did. But in the summer of 2016, I finally realised what it was that I needed to do. I, an 11-year-old Jayden Robinson, was going to start a cinematic universe. With all of my friends as the characters. Oh yeah, this was going to be something groundbreaking.
Come on. Holy moly. Holy crap. Holy sh...
Okay, eventually. It would eventually be something groundbreaking. Okay, before we get into the fun parts of this story, I should probably get the exposition out of the way. Let's see how quickly I can do this. Hi, my name's Jayden Robinson, but people online know me as Jayden Tries. Since being that kid all those years ago, I've built a pretty sizable audience on YouTube playing a game called Minion Rush. At this moment, I'm nearing 3 million video views. It's not bad, right? 2,200 of said views come from the original release of Jayden Tries, the first movie, the not-so-great first entry to the film series. In fact, a wiki page about me claims that it struck viewers as one of Jayden's funniest videos to date, due to his utter lack of awareness that what he had made was so awful. Fun fact, I have a mug with that quote on it. Anyway, that's about it. Think you caught up with the lore now? Good, nice. Okay, let's get into how all of this started. The easiest way to kick this story off is to introduce you to some of the key players.
I'm Alexia.
Hi, my name is Alexander Williamson.
My name's Daniel Chapman.
I am Sydney Siratt.
My name is Ethan Stringer.
Wow, that was fast. That wasn't everyone, but of the 60 plus performers that have been in the franchise, those are your key players. These guys are the real stars who have all had huge roles within the series and consequently have spent the most time working with each other. It obviously helps that they're some of my best friends too. They all joined on for the series at different points and therefore have had pretty different experiences.
So I joined the Triesverse at the start of Jayden Tries 4. My earliest memory was being in a park, filming with a shirt and a waistcoat on, and getting picked up by Alex and thrown on the floor, which was very, very fun.
I think I was 14, so it must have been 5 years ago. So 2020, yeah, it was 2020 because it was when we finally were allowed to go outside during COVID. And the first thing we did is we went to the woods. We filmed, was it a fight sequence? I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it qualifies as a fight sequence, to be honest, but it was quite entertaining.
Well, I first joined at the very beginning, and I think my earliest memory wasn't even actually a Tries film. It was one of the ones before the first one. It was a little park nearby where we lived in Hatfield, and we were fighting Bowser or something. And we were on scooters, and he was like whipping his ankles and all that. It was quite a fun day, I remember it.
So, my earliest memory of the Triesverse was I was a newsreader in one of them. And then I became a full-blown main character.
Whoa.
Somehow. I'm not really...
How did that make you feel?
Made me feel special.
Oh, that's nice.
You might notice there that Alex mentioned the beginning. See, there's something I'm not telling you.
Good evening. As the pandemic of coronavirus claims more lives around the world, the people of the United Kingdom are now being advised to make drastic changes.
The first movie we put out was in 2016, and while cute to see our younger selves struggle to make a film, it wasn't exactly good. At all. After 4 years of planning follow-ups,
you must stay at home.
That happened. So it wasn't until late 2020 that I had the opportunity to properly embark upon this childhood dream. I had my story ready now, so COVID settled, I filled everyone in on the plan, and it was go time from there. Despite my assumptions being quite on the contrary, something very quickly became clear to me in 2020 when we first got to work. and it would remain unchanged until 2022. My friends weren't exactly good actors.
Jayden, get over it. It's been dead for 2 years. It's only been good for...
Ali!
You're in the shot!
Yeah, just stand behind her, it's not that hard. It's funny really because myself, Alexia, Daniel, Alfie, Leo and Millie all went to a drama school together for 7 whole years. 7 years of teaching, performing, studying for this.
Put your head down there, mate. Now we all do.
I know what my favourite memory is. It's when we were filming in a field and there was this dog running around, and this dog made a direct beeline for Daniel Chapman's bag and pissed on it. And he was so angry for the rest of the night. It was just comical. It was so comical. He genuinely, I thought he was about to murder an animal.
We both share a special memory. Now, it was the end of a big recording shoot, and you know, we were just having a nice time, having a little jest, having a little play about. And tell the audience where it leads.
We were having a little play about in the filming. Jayden, he was probably a bit stressed.
Oh yeah.
And we started riding our hammers.
That looks a bit
he
dodgy.
got really, really angry with us, and he quit the film. But we convinced him.
Yeah, he started hitting us. He started hitting us with the props. So if anyone out there knows a lawyer, that'd be great, because I have some compensation to claim, I think.
Yeah.
They might be exaggerating a little bit there, but yes, I may have gotten a bit irritated at times. Yet, it felt right. Frankly, many of us hadn't laughed as hard as we have on set in our lives. There are many moments from this journey that we still haven't been able to get over the hilarity of to this day. We all loved it. We'd found a way of getting together people that otherwise may have never met. Those bonds we made, they were special.
One of the first times we filmed was like really on a whim, and it was so much fun. It was just like, we were all hanging out on a night out, and Jayden was like, do you guys want to film something? And we were like, yeah, why not? And it was the first time I'd ever acted or anything like this, and it was just a lot of fun. It's a really fun experience. I think it's not just for the viewers, it's also just for us, just to have fun, for sure.
My favourite memory, I'd probably have to go with, maybe actually at the end of Jayden Tries 4, just finishing that film. Because that was the longest one we'd done at that point, and that was really, really satisfying to get it done. But definitely there was certain points in filming Alex and Ethan which were very, very amusing.
Those memories were being recorded, archived right there and then, so we'd never have to lose them, and never forget them. Though it wasn't one for one what my younger self had envisioned, I may have started something even better. But just as quickly as it started, it was over. My final movie, Jayden Tries: The Fight for All Reality, was my magnum opus. Every last one of my nearest and dearest had a part to play. It was my ultimate tribute to my best friends and what I believed to be my last chance to do it. We were all about to head off to university. Who knew where our lives would go from there? Would we grow apart? It was scary for us all, so I think having this movie release at that time was a comfort blanket for many. So I knew I had to make it special. Yep, I hired out a cinema. 150 Great British pounds that I would never see again. To be honest though, it was worth it. Being in that room with all these wonderful people, watching years of our lives unfold before us was special. It was funny, sad, joyous, and nostalgic all at once. After all was said and done, I could only feel one way. Grateful. And so, after a 6-year journey of fulfilling a younger me's dream of getting his loved ones together and telling a darn good story, it was time to close the page. Our journey of a lifetime was finished, and now it was time to grow up.
That's it. Right, MVP for the Alex. Right. That man, right. You wrote the first one, and you still don't know what the story's about. It's genuinely impressive, but no, it's like, you know, obviously, they're all piss about, so let's be real, but it's like, you know, I am glad that I've got to finish, you know, what I started when I was 11. So yeah, it's very cool. Thank you, Shen, for coming.
I mean, that was the case until this moron came along.
My name is Harry James Dignum. Sorry.
Harry ultimately is the reason the Triesverse got a 4-year extension. You can all blame him for the horrors that would follow. I'll let him do the talking.
My name's Harry Dignum. I'm an actor in these films, but I also kind of run the second branch within the JTCU called as Tomatone Studios, where we create films that are part of the universe but have slightly different characters, but we share characters between both sides of this universe. I joined the Triesverse officially in 2023, and that was through meeting Mr. Jayden Tries at Hollywood Bowl, where we both worked, and we both realised that we have this love for creating stupid but also somewhat endearing films. And we told each other about the films that we had. I only had the Automatone project, which was made in like 2020. Jayden had a plethora of films already. We got talking, we were like, yeah, let's merge these universes together, and so we've started doing that ever since.
I've also been hiding the fact that Sydney, who we met earlier, wasn't actually brought into the series until 2024. I met her at the same job that I met Harry.
I joined the Triesverse, what year was it? I think it was 2022 or 3? 2023. And I met Jayden at a bowling alley that we both worked at. And at first I wasn't going to be a big character, and then he approached me, and I think just after a few times of us talking, he realized that I was I guess good for a bigger role, and I had no idea.
With the help of these two, everything changed. After intense discussions, a truckload of, "Are we sure?" and "Is this really happening?" a further 12 films were put into production. 12! 4 years more of zany, unhinged madness. Pretty much all of the legacy cast returned, so buddies were reunited, new friends were made, and things were back in full swing. As of right now, we're still up to this nonsense. At the time of this documentary's release, we're knees deep in the 18th Triesverse film. Let me tell you, it's no less fun today than it was in that summer's day of 2016. Yet, occasionally I do have to ask myself, why? I mean, I don't want to be a filmmaker anymore. Even if I did, these films aren't exactly reminiscent of my creative ability. They're shoddily put together messes that are only really enjoyable if you know the people in them. I often have a lot of doubt. Feel like I've wasted my time. Maybe nobody cares. These things could be forgotten. I might not even remember making them in 20 years' time, but then I remember what it was all for.
The people we've worked with, they're just our best friends, really. We've made a lot of memories. It's just very cool to be able to do fun stuff with our friends.
Suppose so, yeah. I mean, added onto that, you can kind of look back at each film and it's like a different time period, you know, different people. They were friendships that I made through these films, and these films are almost a testament to that friendship, so it's really, really nice. The fact that like I got to meet and get close to all of Jayden's closest friends, and Jayden got to meet and get close to all of my closest friends was really, really nice. And like these films, if anything else, will be something that we can like look back on and reflect on the good times.
I love them. I think they're all great. I think everyone I've worked with is, you know, I hesitate to say professional, but most of us are like, we're still quite young, so most of us are, we like to have a joke and mess about, but then when we're actually filming, we're really, really good, and I really enjoy working with all of them.
It's meant a lot to me. I think Jayden's given me a chance to be an actress when I honestly did never think I could be an actress, but it's more than that, you know, I could express myself through the character, because I think he really writes characters that are very similar to the people he already knows, which makes it really easy for me.
I mean, it's great, like, some of them are my closest friends now. I've started calling Jayden a brother, and I don't think that would have happened if we hadn't done these films. I mean, it's a torturous process, so we all trauma bond together. That is, of course, partially a joke. But I still see a lot of the people in these films regularly. Even Alex, I ran into him in Manchester. He thought someone was trying to rob him. But yeah, we had a good catch up, and it's a really nice experience, and it's a good bonding moment.
I love these guys. for those that were around at the time, he loved these guys, and I know he'd love those that have tagged along since. These guys love each other too. One thing the Triesverse isn't is fake. It's a raw, sincere lens into the genuine bonds and friendships that have been forged over the journey into adulthood. It's not the story of my life, it's the story of all of our lives. I don't think any of us are ready for it to end, but that time is, admittedly, drawing closer now. Nobody likes change. Nobody likes accepting that they're getting older, that things can't and won't stay the same forever. It's an unfortunate fact that we do need to end the story soon. But it would be foolish to think that we haven't made the most of it, that we haven't loved and treasured every second, both the relationships and the unforgettable experiences that have been built along the way. I'm never going to forget it. None of us will. The film will come to a close, but I'm confident that those friendships simply never will.
Yep. Maybe destiny was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, actually.